Welcome to the Book Recap Show. Today, we'll journey together into The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, the first adventure of young Percy Jackson. Now, don't be fooled by the word lightning. This isn't just a tale about storms or gods throwing bolts across the sky. No, it's a story about discovering who you really are, about courage in the face of fear, and about finding your place in a world that often seems against you. Stay with me until the end, and you'll walk away not only knowing Percy's story, but also holding life lessons that will guide you through your own challenges. Now, let me tell you about Percy. He's 12 years old, a boy who never quite fit in. At school, he's labeled a troublemaker, the kind of kid teachers sigh about and classmates laugh at. He struggles with reading, he drifts off in class, and bad luck seems to follow him everywhere. Yet beneath all this, there's something different about Percy, something even he doesn't understand. One school trip changes everything. Picture this, an ancient Greek statues and artifacts. Percy is just trying to survive the day, avoid trouble, and maybe even impress his favorite teacher, Mr. Brunner. But then his math teacher, Mrs. Dodds, suddenly transforms before his eyes, not into a scolding teacher, but into a winged monster with claws and fangs. She attacks. Just when Percy thinks it's over, Mr. Brunner, the man in the wheelchair, the one who loved teaching Latin and telling old myths, throws him a pen. Yes, a pen! But in Percy's hand it becomes a shining bronze sword. With one strike, Mrs. Dodds vanishes into dust. Imagine being 12 years old and facing that. One moment you're failing pre-algebra, the next you're fighting a demon in disguise. Life sure doesn't warn us when the storm is coming, does it? But here's the strangest part. The very next day, everyone at school insists Mrs. Dodds never existed. Mrs. Dodds? Who's that? They say. Even teachers act like Percy is crazy. Only his best friend Grover seems to know more than he's letting on. And soon the signs become undeniable. 3 mysterious old women knitting on the side of the road, cutting a piece of yarn as they stare directly at Percy. His mother, kind and gentle Sally Jackson, suddenly insisting they must flee in the middle of the night. And Grover, well, Grover isn't just a scrawny boy with bad legs. He's something else entirely. The truth finally bursts forth in a storm. A monster, the Minotaur itself, chases Percy, his mother, and Grover down a country road. Percy's world flips upside down. His mother is taken from him before his very eyes, dissolving into golden light. And Percy, armed only with courage and rage, slays the beast. But victory tastes hollow. His mother is gone, Grover is half unconscious, and Percy himself collapses, only to awaken in a place he never dreamed existed. A summer camp, but not just any camp. Camp Half-Blood, a sanctuary for children who are half human, half god, demigods. And so begins his journey, not just across America, but into the heart of who he truly is. At Camp Half-Blood, Percy realizes the world is far bigger and stranger than he ever imagined. Gods, monsters, and myths, they aren't just old stories. They're real, alive, and they've been shaping the world all along. The camp itself is a safe haven for demigods like him, a place where young heroes train to survive the dangers outside. There, Percy meets Annabeth, daughter of Athena, wise, sharp, and never afraid to remind Percy how little he knows. And of course, there's Grover, revealed at last to be a satyr, half human and half goat, sworn to protect Percy with his life. But Percy doesn't have the luxury of simply training. The world is in chaos. Zeus's master lightning bolt, the most powerful weapon in existence, has been stolen. And the king of the gods believes Percy is the thief. Unless the bolt is returned by the summer solstice, the gods will go to war, a war so great it could shatter the earth. So Percy is given a quest: find the bolt, clear his name, and prevent the destruction of the world. He sets out with Annabeth and Grover, and their journey becomes a modern-day odyssey. They ride buses, trains, and taxis, traveling across America. But everywhere they go, danger waits. On a bus, the Furies, terrifying servants of Hades, attack them. In St. Louis, Percy faces the monstrous Chimera atop the Gateway Arch, leaping into the Mississippi River below. And there, for the first time, he feels the power of the sea, his father's gift, keeping him safe. A moment that makes him realize he is truly Poseidon's son. But the path of a hero is never easy. Along the way, they meet gods who walk among mortals, sometimes helping, sometimes hindering. Ares, the war god, tricks them and pushes Percy deeper into danger. Medusa, with her snake hair and deadly gaze, lures them into her lair, only for Percy to turn her own power against her. And even in moments of rest, the world seems against them. At a casino in Las Vegas, the three friends almost lose themselves in the Lotus Hotel, a place where time stands still, designed to trap heroes forever in endless pleasure. Isn't that like life sometimes? The distractions are tempting, but if you linger too long, you forget who you are and why you're here. Through each trial, Percy grows. He learns courage isn't the absence of fear, but pressing forward even when fear is all you feel. Annabeth learns to trust beyond her own wisdom, and Grover proves that even the smallest and most timid can be fierce when it matters most. Finally, their path leads them to the underworld itself. Deep in Los Angeles, hidden beneath the land of the living, lies the realm of Hades. Percy believes the god of the dead has stolen the bolt. So they descend into that dark kingdom, facing lost souls, endless despair, and the sheer weight of death itself. But what Percy discovers shakes him to the core.
Hades is angry, yes, but he is no thief. In fact, Hades too has lost something precious, his helm of darkness. And suddenly Percy sees the truth. They've all been tricked. Someone else, a hidden hand, has been pulling the strings all along. And if Percy fails now, it won't just be the gods who suffer. The entire mortal world could be torn apart.
In the depths of the underworld, Percy faces a crushing truth. Somehow, the missing lightning bolt has appeared in his very own backpack, planted there without his knowledge. The gods were right to suspect him, or so it seems. But Percy knows he has been framed. Someone else is pulling the strings, someone who wants to ignite war among the gods. With no choice, Percy and his friends escape the underworld, barely surviving, and return to the surface. Their final steps take them to the top of Mount Olympus, not in Greece, but hidden high above New York City. Yes, in this world, Olympus shifts to where Western civilization is strongest.
There, Percy meets Zeus and Poseidon themselves. Imagine the weight of that moment. A 12-year-old boy standing before two of the most powerful beings in existence. He returns the bolt to Zeus, clearing his name, and in doing so, prevents the gods from plunging the world into chaos. For a moment, peace holds. But the true villain finally shows his face. Luke, a fellow camper Percy once trusted, reveals his betrayal. It was he who stole the bolt, and he did not act alone. He served an even darker master, Kronos, the Titan Lord, father of the gods, who was long ago defeated and cast into the depths of Tartarus. But Kronos is stirring once more, whispering into the hearts of the bitter and the broken, using them as pawns to set the world aflame.
Luke offers Percy a chance to join him, to rebel against the gods. But Percy, though tempted by anger and grief, refuses. The price of betrayal is high, and Luke disappears, leaving behind the chilling promise that the war has only begun. And so Percy returns to Camp Half-Blood, no longer the boy who stumbled through school trips and felt like an outcast. He has faced monsters, defied gods, and survived the fires of destiny. He is no longer just Percy Jackson, the troubled kid. He is Percy Jackson, son of Poseidon, a hero in the making. Now, what do we take from all this? Percy's story teaches us that life will often throw us into battles we never asked for. We may feel out of place, like we don't belong, like our struggles mark us as failures. But hidden inside those very struggles may be our greatest strengths. Percy's dyslexia, his difficulty in school, those were not weaknesses, but signs of the godly power in his blood, a mind wired for ancient Greek. His feelings of being different were not curses, but clues to his destiny. So remember this, my dear listener. The very things you believe make you odd or less may be the seeds of your greatness. Life's monsters will come, whether in the form of fear, failure, or betrayal. But like Percy, you don't need to face them alone. Friends, courage, and the wisdom to keep going, those are the true weapons of a hero.
And as Percy's prophecy reminds us, choices matter. Even the smallest choice, to be kind, to be brave, to say no when it would be easier to give in, can shape the world around you. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the Lightning Thief. If this tale has spoken to you, stay with us here on the Book Recap Show. There are many more stories, each carrying lessons that can light your way forward. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and remember, even the stormiest seas can be crossed when you know who you are. Thank you for listening.